At this point, I feel like I need a viewer discretion advice. Matter of fact, here you go.
Viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Let's get into the testimony of Diddy's former personal assistant, who is going by the name Mia.
And it's a lot.
And Mia's testimony is supposed to be used by prosecutors to support the RICO charges as well as claims of forced labor. Mia testified that the hours she worked was extensive. She said she was told the job would be 24/7 and she would be paid $55,000 a year, but she ended up only making $50,000 a year, and she once worked 5 days straight without sleeping to the point of having a physical breakdown. She says her hearing went out, her equilibrium was off, she had blurred vision, and she became hysterical, and only at that point did Diddy tell her she could go to sleep.
Bruh. Oh my God. I told you I wasn't going to talk about this again, but I guess I got to talk about this again because there is a bigger lesson that is behind it. But y'all check this out.
Not a lawyer, but let's get into the testimony of Diddy's former personal assistant, who is going by the name Mia.
And it's a lot.
And Mia's testimony is supposed to be used by prosecutors to support the RICO charges as well as claims of forced labor. Now, in addition to working as Diddy's personal assistant, Mia says she also worked as the director of development and acquisitions at Diddy's company Revolt, but she says working with and for him was toxic. She said his mood changed all the time and he would throw things at her, including throwing her against the wall, throwing her into a pool, throwing an ice bucket at her head, and she says he assaulted her on more than one occasion.
As you know, before we get into this, it's your boy, JaMichael Moore, one half of Residual Impact Podcast. Welcome to another episode of J Mike's Corner. Diddy done took over again, so here we go. Oh my goodness. Yo, this feels like an episode of Law and Order, and I don't even be watching Law and Order. But when I did watch Law and Order, it was deep like this. It would be some stuff that you don't even believe, bro. But it just once again goes back to this power. What I've seen from this whole thing is that when you get money, it gives you a false sense of power. And if you do not know how to contain yourself and how to manage what you've been given, oh man, the same thing that can give you all of this freedom and opportunity will be the same thing that will destroy you, as you can see.
10th witness and testifying right now is Gerard Gannon. He's a special agent with Homeland Security, and he talked about the items that were found inside the master bedroom closet of Sean Combs' home on Star Island in Miami, Florida. Here's some of what he showed the jurors. Pictures of red heels. He said that he found many heels, platform shoes in Combs' closet, 18 in total. The jurors were shown pictures of 6 pair. They were also shown pictures of Balenciaga boots that they said they were able to get 3 cell phones out of one of those boots. And then they showed jurors a black Gucci bag. They actually had it in the courtroom today. They opened up the plastic, showed it to the jurors, and they said inside that bag was an assortment of narcotics, 2 bottles of eye drops that actually tested positive for MDMA and ketamine. But also those assortment of narcotics, they said were blue, pink, white, yellow, orange, black pills, white powder, a black plastic straw. All of these things, they said, tested positive for either cocaine, ketamine, methamphetamine, and MDMA.
Do you understand the level of thought that has to go into making these things happen? Drugs is one thing. I mean, we all know, I hope you should know, first and foremost, stay away from drugs. But we all should know that, when you get into drugs, you're not in your right mind anymore. But to have drugs waiting for people in disguise into different things so that you could do different things. Bruh, do you realize the level of thought and detail it takes for someone to we're gonna put some of this into that, and then when they get this, bro, eye drops, bro, man, money is different, bro. Money makes you do some wild things, y'all. I'm telling you, bro, when you get money, it exposes more of who you are. So really, man, before y'all want all of this money in your life, or before you aspire to make all of this and get all of that, please figure out who you are. Whatever struggles, whatever weaknesses you have, it's okay to have weaknesses, but understand them now. understand who you are now, because I promise you, you come into a bunch of money, it is going to expose a lot of you, or whatever it is that you have that you struggle with, it will become that much harder to actually deal with. Because when you rich, bro, you got power, but this type of power, bruh.
Mia testified that the hours she worked was extensive. She said she was told the job would be 24/7 and she would be paid $55,000 a year, but she ended up only making $50,000 a year, and she once worked 5 days straight without sleeping to the point of having a physical breakdown. She says her hearing went out, her equilibrium was off, she had blurred vision, and she became hysterical, and only at that point did Diddy tell her she could go to sleep. Jurors are shown a list of Mia's responsibilities while she worked for Diddy, which included maintaining all of his social media presence, keeping him on schedule, protecting him at all times, staying within his eyesight, unless advised otherwise, and anticipating his needs, whims, and moods. She also testified that she would be required to do random things like cracking his knuckles, writing his next movie, and doing his taxes. While on the stand, Mia recalled a time in 2009 or 2010 when she left Diddy's home after he fell asleep, but she says she got in big trouble for that. According to her, Diddy sent his security team to go find her. Mia also says that when she would stay at Diddy's houses, because he had a house for staff and also staff members would stay at his house, she says he would say, "This is my house, no one locks my doors." And so she wasn't allowed to lock the doors on any of the bedrooms, but his security personnel was allowed to. Mia also testifies about the Prince party that Cassie testified about. Mia says that night Diddy told her to stay with Cassie and that he was going to be at his house with his kids. But then Mia heard about the Prince party, and her and Cassie began debating like little kids on if they should sneak out of the house and go to the party. The two of them ultimately decide to go to the party, and while there, Mia says she saw Diddy's bucket hat come through the door. She says the two of them locked eyes, and then Cassie just started running through the house to go outside and hide. Diddy was eventually able to catch up with Cassie, and according to Mia, he threw her to the ground and started attacking her. Prince's security team intervened to stop him, and the next day, Mia says she was told she was being suspended without pay for being insubordinate.
You got Prince coming after you, bro?
Dog. When I tell you, oh my gosh, they had this planned out to the T. And then
Mia says that eventually she was able to progress from being Diddy's assistant to working at Revolt, but when she first got the job, she was still maintaining her duties as his assistant. According to her, she and Diddy started Revolt together, and getting to work there finally reflected the work she was actually doing, because according to her, she had basically been running his production company for years. When she started at Revolt, she said she was making $70,000 a year and then eventually moved up to $100,000, but she says they were supposed to also be getting bonuses, but she never got any. From there, prosecutors move on to asking Mia about her relationship with Cassie. Mia says she and Cassie were really close, like sisters, and are still close to this day. And from what she observed, Cassie's relationship with Diddy was violent, toxic, and unequal. And she says that for Cassie's career, Diddy decided everything. The prosecutor then has her read an email that Cassie sent to her, Diddy, Capricorn Clark, and some others to illustrate the control he had over her and her career. And it says, quote, "I," meaning Cassie, "have been informed that I cannot perform on Monday due to overage in costs. I have worked very hard, but I cannot support myself on the things that I need in order to move forward and make this show happen and run smoothly." Diddy responded to the email telling her to find another executive, and also that she wasn't ready and doesn't want to embarrass herself again. Cassie responded to this saying, quote, "If that were the issue, I would. So since you no longer want to support your artists, I have to pull out. No label support, no show." Mia says Diddy didn't only just oversee Cassie's music career, but he also inserted himself into her movie career. She says he would show up on set and the production would stop. She says everyone would be nervous and he would be asking a lot of questions and making suggestions about Cassie's hair, clothes, and her nails, and she would have to send photos to him for approval. Mia also testified that if she or Cassie did anything wrong, they would be punished, and the punishments would be scary and unpredictable. Diddy at times took away Cassie's car and jewelry, but she's also seen him throw Cassie on the ground, chase her, crack her head open, and she once heard suitcases being thrown in the foyer, and when she saw Cassie afterward, she was outside crying in a bush. From there, the prosecutor has Mia tell her version of events for the bed frame eyebrow incident, the incident that Cassie and Deontay Nash both testified about. Mia says she, Deontay Nash, and Cassie were all in Cassie's apartment preparing for a trip. Diddy was able to get a key from the front desk, and he came in the apartment yelling and asking Cassie if she had been drinking because she wasn't answering his calls. According to Mia, Diddy threw Cassie to the ground, and when she and Deontay tried to jump in, Diddy at one point had Deontay in a position where Mia says she was scared he was going to kill him. Mia says she jumped on Diddy's back, but he threw her off, and that's when she realized that they were in real danger. According to Mia, Diddy slammed Cassie's head into the corner of the bed and she began bleeding. When the attack was over, Mia says that Diddy told her to schedule an appointment with a plastic surgeon and tell the surgeon that Cassie fell when she was drunk.
Oh man, this ain't looking good, bro. This ain't looking good. But, Diddy, you are not excused from the things that you've done because you know on the front end what you're doing is already wrong. But understand too, because I know it's going to be so easy for people to judge, like, man, he's doing all of these things. But understand, bro, sin is sin at the end of the day. Sin is equal. We the ones that be looking at sin like, oh man, your sin is bad. You did this. You did. No, bro. At the end of the day, bro, his wrong is still wrong, just like our wrong is still wrong. I don't care if you took a candy bar from somebody. That's still on the same equal playing field. As crazy as it might sound, it's still on the same equal playing field as the things that this man has done.
In detailing another example of violence, Mia talks about the time that she, Diddy, and Cassie went to Turks and Caicos in 2012. She says she was in her room and was woken up to Cassie saying, "You've got to help me, he's going to kill me." The two of them then pushed furniture to the door to block Diddy from coming in as he was banging and screaming. Mia says her room had a patio that led out to the beach, so her and Cassie ran through the back, and she remembers, quote, being amazed that even while running fast, you could be attacked by bugs. During another trip to Turks and Caicos, Mia says that she and Cassie were again running from Diddy, and so they got on paddle boards and went out into the water. She says Diddy was on the beach screaming at them, but as they got further and further out, the sky got dark, and so the two of them began debating if it was scarier to deal with Mother Nature out on the water or if they should just go back and deal with Diddy. According to her, they eventually went back to land to deal with Diddy. When the prosecutor asked Mia why she never called the police, Mia says, quote, "I believed Puff's authority was above the police. This was before social media and Me Too. There were no examples of people standing up successfully to someone in power such as him. I thought it was under the confidentiality deal with Puff's business."
So, understanding the eyes of God, bro, I promise you, we all got to deal with the things that we've done wrong. Just like Diddy, man. He's just having to deal with them things now here on earth first. Let's believe there's gonna come a point in time where we all gotta face God, and we all have to take heed of the things that we have done in our lives. So please do not look at this man and be like, "Oh man, I'm squeaky clean." No, you're not. No, you're not. Ain't none of us walking this earth free from sin, bro. We all have done wrong in our lives in some capacity. So, but ultimately, I hope that we can learn before we all get into the things that we really want to be in life and understanding who we are first. Because if you're struggling with things now, understand that, bro, more money will not make those struggles go away. Understand who you are now. Really figure out what it is that you want to give to the world before you actually get it. Because once you are there, it is going to be so easy for things to come into your life, especially, you know, when people see a bunch of money, they become yes men, and they just follow you because they want to get something from you. And I don't know how many people Diddy had in his corner to be like, "Yo, bro, you shouldn't be doing these things." I don't know. And you know, now it's not looking good, bro. It's not looking good at all, and it's like he may sit in the jail for the rest of his life. But yeah, you just gotta be careful, bro. You just gotta be careful, man. So ultimately, that's all I got. I hope that I ain't gotta continue to talk about this man. It's hard enough as it is. Yeah, I hope that we can all learn something from this. But till next time, if you made it this far in this video, please leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. I appreciate y'all as always. Love y'all. But you know I can't leave without saying, where you are today is a residual outcome of the thoughts you've had in the past. Till next time.
Hey.